Dry January is becoming more and more popular among Canadians, but have you heard of Financial Detox Month? Joining us now is Dilys de Cruz, the Vice President and Head of Wealth Management at Meridian Credit Union, and Dave Samarak, a Senior Wealth Advisor, and they're here to tell us about a new movement. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much.
We love hearing about new movements.
Now, Dilys, you're going to be here for the next 4 weekends talking RRSPs, accomplishing short-term goals while planning for the future, and more, as it is the beginning of a new year. But after the holidays, people apparently tend to lose their financial discipline after overspending. But Dave, every January, you and your family go through a financial detox month. So explain that.
Sure, thank you. So this started a couple years ago when I did start the Dry January effort. And what I wanted to do was kind of take that and combine it with saving money, because I found that during December, we were spending a lot of money and we didn't know where the money was going.
We
didn't stick to it. So I'm not a moderate person. It's really difficult for me to budget, and you'll hear financial advisors out there say, well, you have to set aside $200 a month for this and $500 a month for that. Sorry, that's not going to work. I have 2 young kids. It's really difficult to do that. So we just went cold turkey.
I like the fact that you said that, though, because budgeting, we always talk about budgeting, right? Mm-hmm. And here's a financial advisor saying, I'm not great at budgeting.
I'm not great at budgeting.
You know what? The reality is you have to find what works, right?
Absolutely, right. Yeah. And so when we first started off, it was like, we're going to go cold turkey.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? Right, it means eating cold turkey. No,
do we all do that after December and early January?
It basically means we don't swipe our credit card or buy anything other than gas or groceries for the whole month. So that means no coffee on the way into work. And I have about a 45-minute commute, so no coffee in the car. I brew it at home. I bring my lunch every day. I make dinner every day. And when you have 2 young kids, that's pretty challenging. That means no pizzas on Friday nights, or that means, no quick takeout.
So homemade everyday breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
You got it. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And it means playing with old toys and having activities that have been sitting on the shelf for several months or even years. So, or playing with all those toys that happened over the holidays. So what we found is that we've saved a ton of money. And for us personally, it's in the hundreds of dollars. For some people, it could be actually in the thousands. Or it could be, $50 here or there. But it really has added to what we are saving on a month. And then when we get that credit card bill in later on in the year, it's not that bad.
What I'd like to know is, there are necessities that you have. You have to. And sometimes buying a pizza is cheaper than actually going out and making a meal.
You're right, $9.99 I can get it for.
Do you know?
Yeah.
But what is it that people just really essentially blow money on that's not necessary?
Right.
That they just do because...
The fancy coffees, I think, are up there.
Mm-hmm. Well, the fancy coffees are there, and it's the little transactions that add on to our bill every day.
Like?
That we don't see. So those coffees, right? One in the morning on your drive to work, one on the way home, maybe one during the middle of the day. That could be $6 a day at some places.
And you could be
10.
You could be buying water for $4.
You could be drinking, homemade coffee for pennies a glass.
Exactly.
Or that
No,
sweet fix
I'm kidding.
at 3 in the afternoon when you need that lift, right?
Right.
And don't get me wrong, I love my coffee. It's really important for me.
Yeah, but you could be spending $40, $50 a week on coffee,
Absolutely.
and that's like $2,500 a year, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
The next thing is eating out for lunch. So my wife and I, we both work full time. We'll both eat out for lunch maybe twice a week. Call it $10 each time. That's $40 a week that we're spending right there, right? So add that up. That's $160 a month that we're just spending on 2 meals a week each. So.
And what about entertainment? Do people find that they spend a lot on entertainment in terms of maybe going out with friends, drinking instead of having them over?
Right, absolutely.
Going to movies that they
$20
could...
glass of wine can get you a $20 bottle of wine, right?
Exactly.
So,
I was just thinking that.
Right? When you go down now, it's like $20 for a glass of wine, and you get a nice bottle for
Absolutely. And that's the other thing we've combined with it. So I like to have a glass of wine in during the holidays and enjoy myself, and then I go again. I don't have any wine. That could be $20 a week that we're saving on a bottle of wine that we would typically.
And a
have.
lot of people, I think, too, want to get together with friends, so they say, "Well, let's just go to a restaurant." Well, by the time you're done there, having a few glasses of wine, dessert, wine, instead of somebody cooking,
Right.
or saying, "Let's do a potluck and get together. We haven't seen you. We'd love to see you."
Yeah.
Right.
So say then, Dave, that you have saved a few $100s over January. What's the best thing to do with those savings?
Yeah, it really depends on kind of what situation you're in. So for us, it's useful to pay down those bills that we kind of accumulated in December. For others, it would be maybe paying down your line of credit or saving that money and creating maybe an emergency fund or saving it in your RSP or TFSA and having that money grow for you. And what's really interesting is I love swiping my credit card. I love points. I love getting that cash back that you can get from your credit card. But by doing this, I actually reverse that. And the money I save, I use for paying down debt. And instead of getting that kind of enthusiastic feeling that I get from swiping my credit card, I get it from paying down debt or putting money into savings.
And do you talk to your children about this? Do you try to role model it a little bit?
Yes, and they hate it. There's no doubt.
How old are they? You didn't tell us how old they are.
Absolutely. So I have two boys. They're 12 and 8.
Oh.
And the interesting thing is that the financial detox actually forces us to spend more time together. So we're all divided by devices these days. And I'm not perfect. I love my devices too. My children love their devices. But by not spending more money on apps or new video games or that sort of thing, we actually pulled out board games last week and we were playing board games together.
Mm-hmm.
So how often are we doing that? So quality family time is kind of an ancillary benefit to.
I always need a glass of wine though when I'm playing those quality family games.
So is this something that you suggest to clients?
Absolutely. I've talked about it with some clients of mine. And it works for some people. So for a personality like mine, where, as we said earlier, I can't budget and, it's really difficult to keep track during the day, just cut it off, go cold turkey for a month, and you'll really start to see the savings and the benefit.
Okay, and now you're talking about savings. Now, with my children, and I think with Christine's, we had different methods of saving, but they all saved.
Yes.
Have you, and I would hope that you are teaching your children during this financial detox about the savings, but how much they can grow. I mean, I did trying to explain compound interest to kids was there. But I mean, I think if you saved $100 a month,
right,
and you were getting it at 5%,
right.
Over 15 years, you're looking at what? You must be close to $27,000.
Absolutely, yeah, $27,000. So just for $100 and if you could grow it at 5% a month, after 15 years, that's $27,000.
So one of the things, though, my kids are older, and my 18 and 21-year-old, I'm getting them into digital advice, investing digitally, and so both of them are going to go. We'll talk about this on another show, but we have a digital investment service called Virtual Wealth, and I want to get them in. And they're getting into the stock market really young, and you put that away because they've got a long-term horizon. That's going to accumulate.
Well, they shouldn't follow me because, I buy high, sell low. Apparently.
So this is all within the underlying securities ETFs, and we can talk about that another time. But that's what I'm doing with my kids this year.
Fantastic.
Teaching them about, digital investing, what is the stock market, and they can start small, and they each have, small jobs they can put money in, and then it'll start accumulating and you put it away. So that'll expose them to the market and also saving.
But even a GIC, even something a fairly safe mutual fund, if they're not quite ready, because you have to become educated if you're going to be investing digitally.
Well, actually, you don't.
No?
No, you don't. You don't. So it's
where do we sign up?
No, that's the beautiful thing of it, because really there's a questionnaire and you fill out all the questions and it tells you your risk profile and it puts you in a portfolio that's going to meet your risk profile and your time horizon.
Do they have a risk profile? Never want to lose any money. Only want to make it.
They do. But then you might not go and invest digitally.
Yeah.
But they do have safety to growth, so you don't have to know the markets at all.
So where can people go to learn more about this?
Absolutely. So you can find me or any of our advisors at www.meridiancu.ca. And then a quick Google search for Meridian, and you'll have all the answers that you're looking for.
And there's no
absolutely.
cold turkey tab?
There's no cold turkey tab, but I'm happy to talk to anybody about it. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, it is, as Dilys mentioned, I mean, it's different to have a financial advisor sit there and sound like a real person, or I don't want to say normal person, but like somebody that I could relate to, because
Thank you.
Yeah.
it does get hard, and I don't think everybody strives to be perfect when it comes to budgeting, but there are all those little must-have to lives
For
that
sure.
just come up. That's how I determine something.
Yes, advisors are human too.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining us
Thanks
today.
so much.
Thank you.
The